is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be ranking some of the top power forwards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So even the new guy like Dennis Rodman, guys from last Friday like AD, they're all going to be on this list. Now some hybrid players like AK, I included him on my small forward list. So also going to be on my power forward list, same thing with Rudy. So if you're kind of wondering those types of things, I mean, it is the way it is. I want to give you guys kind of the best information in how I see it. Now, before we dive any further into this video today, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we are on the road to 90,000 subscribers. We're going to start off here with the Diamond Aaron Gordon. Now, Aaron Gordon, I feel like, is one of the most slept on power forwards in all of my team. He is super cheap still to this day. His price might have went up a little bit, but he's still pretty cheap because he was available in triple threat online or triple threat offline, and he was really common. 86 3 ball, 99 driving, that can handle the ball, 87 speed, really solid defensively. It's hard to really find that many flaws with Aaron Gordon. And I mean, if you are trying to find a flaw with the card, I mean, maybe it's his speed with ball, but here's the deal. I have Monty Williams as my coach, so he's going to have a 92 speed where he'd be really good defensively. He should be able to shoot the ball well. Aaron Gordon release our normal timing's not great, but still to this day, if you have Aaron Gordon, he can more than hold it down. Amari Stoudemire, guys. I mean, is he objectively F tier? I don't know. I think so. This card is a pile of dirt. I mean, he came out as our domination award, and this card was literally terrible. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Amari Stoudemire is awful in 2K. That's all I can sit here and say about it. The dude cannot play in 2K. The card is awful. Diamond AK, I think, is on that Aaron Gordon level. Now, I got an Andre Kirilenko for 3,000 MT yesterday. I'm not sure if it was the master or unmasked, but this card for 3,000 MT is an absolute steal. Like, if you're just starting the game and you need a small forward, power forward, this Andre Diamond card is not terrible. Now, obviously, the pink diamond is better, and so that's why this price is so cheap. But he is definitely B tier in my opinion. Pink Diamond AK, if there is an S tier, he is going to be in it for probably the rest of the year. I mean, base 98 isn't necessarily like a cheesy release, but it's a solid release at that power forward position, especially if you are on current gen. You combine that just with his versatility on the defensive end of the court. I think Diamond AK is, in my opinion, one of the most slept on cards in the game. Antawn Jamison up next. Now, the Antawn Jamison thing is tough. I've never been really high on this Antawn Jamison. The Diamond Antawn has never really been that next level good for me. I mean, people liked the card when it came out, but I was just like, okay, base dribble style, not super fast, defensively, not great, can't handle the ball. This card just was not very good. Do think he is a step above Amari Stoudemire. The Galaxy Opal Antawn, I'm going to go into A tier right now. A lot of people might want me to go into S tier, and I think it's really close. The reason I'm going into A tier is, what does he do better than Andre Kirilenko? That's what I want to sit here and talk about. I mean, badge-wise, yes, he's going to have a few more Hall of Famers, but what else is he going to do outside of post moves and rebound better than AK? Look at these defensive stats. That's really all I need to see. I'm taking AK every day of the week over Antawn. If you do want to move him up to S tier, and he might get moved to S tier, I'm not going to complain about it. Pink Diamond A Disney is at, probably the top of B tier right now. I used the Pink Diamond AD for a while. It's just the problem is he came out November, December, and January. He came out 3.5 months ago. That's the problem. I mean, card is still solid. Obviously, we've got a better AD in my team, but the Pink Diamond AD can still hold it down. This Anthony Davis, a card I still do not have on my account, might be able to pick up soon. We'll see what kind of content we do get this weekend. Obviously, this AD or this AD, both S tier. This AD is going to be able to get every badge you want. Obviously, can get these extra Hall of Famers, can get Chef, can get Limitless. This AD is a card that you might see a lot of people running in 250K. I mean, he is that good. It depends really kind of what the meta is, how people, decipher who they want to run. But I think especially on current gen, you're listening, especially on current gen, this Anthony Davis is a top tier card in my team. Now, if you are on next gen, it's a little tougher to run him at that center position just kind of because of the mashing meta in my team. Billy Cunningham up next, and I think he's A tier. Now, do I think Billy Cunningham is better than Antawn Jamison? No, I don't. But do I think Billy Cunningham is on that level? Absolutely. I mean, you got a guy with the Blake Griffin release. I get it, base dribble style, can shoot the ball, can dunk the ball, can handle the ball, can rebound, can play great defense. He's slept on in my team because his name is Billy Cunningham. If his name was something else, he would probably, be a little more talked about in the community. I get it. Only 6'6". I get it. He is not a perfect card. I'm not trying to sit up here and say he is. But the card is going to do a lot for you. And if you use him at that small forward position, especially because he's only 6'6", you're going to have a lot of success with the card. Pink Diamond Blake Griffin came out in the Tis the Season set. A card that last year, Pink Diamond Blake, was so incredible. The problem is this year, I mean, it's just too late to give us a Blake Griffin like this. Like last year, this card, or earlier on in the year, would have been incredible. It's just too late, man. Still going to have a Blake Griffin release, still be able to stretch the floor really well. It's just the problem of on the defensive end, he is going to struggle. Maybe we'll get a Blake before 250K that can run that power forward position because of his release being so smooth. I might consider running the card. This Blake just is not it. That's as simple as I can put it. Bob Pettit, I mean, I'm sorry for anybody that listened to DBG talk and hype up Bob Pettit. This card is a bona fide scrub. He's been a bona fide scrub since the day he came out. He has a 49 lateral quickness, set shot 14, which is very mid, fundamental dribble style. I get it. But were we seriously ever hyping up this Bob Pettit card when on day one we had better cards? I mean, guys, you guys got to realize on day one of my team, we had better cards than that Bob Pettit. We had Freddie Brown. We had Draymond Green. We had so many better cards than Bob Pettit. I don't know why anyone would hype up this Bob Pettit card. Next up, big Boris Diaw. Boris slept on in my team. We're going to have to get this C tier filled at some point. But I do not feel like Boris Diaw is C tier. Why? I mean, what can the dude not do? He can shoot, he can dunk, he can handle the ball, he can play defense. Again, just a complete card in my team. Compared Boris Diaw kind of to Aaron Gordon. Yes, Aaron Gordon's going to dunk the ball a little bit better, but they're both just all-around players. And I just kind of want to show you guys with this illustration. I know Aaron Gordon's going to have more total stats, but just look what I'm talking about. I mean, obviously in here, they're pretty similar. Boris is going to give you some better playmaking. Aaron Gordon's going to give you basically better everything else. I think Boris Diaw is on that same level. Brian Scalabrine, is this our first C tier card for big Brian Scalabrine? Can get him pretty easily at a clutch time. The card is not horrible. He's going to shoot the ball well, but that's really it. I mean, outside of shooting the ball, is Brian Scalabrine objectively going to give you anything else? No. Is that good enough to put him in C tier? I think yes. Now, if you want to argue this Diamond Antawn is better than Brian Scalabrine, do what you got to do. But Scal is much better on that defensive end of the court. I don't really care about inside scoring as much as the next person might. Calvin Natt, we're going A tier with Calvin. A card, yes, he was available in Triple Threat Online right after Paul Silas. And was he a little bit of a letdown? Maybe. But he still was absolutely immaculate on the defensive end of the court. Jump shot 86, a decent release. Couldn't really dribble, handle the ball too much, but a really good rebounder, really good defender, really good, at everything outside of having that high three ball. I like Calvin Natt, was never able to get him myself, but a card that in my team, if you did get, you probably had some success with. Now, Carlos Boozer. Let's check out the evoed version of Carlos Boozer. A lot of the cards on my tier list aren't going to be evoed, but we're going to be looking at the evoed version of them. When Carlos Boozer first came out, a guy by the name of DBG, y'all know DBG, was hyping this dude up saying Boozer the best center in the game. Okay, let's calm down for the card. He has 30 base badges. I get it. You might have success with Carlos Boozer, and if you do, awesome. This card is not on the level of Anthony Davis. He's a C tier card in my team, and I'm sorry if you don't agree with that, but I can't put him any higher. I know his release is good, stretch big is good, but with what he's got, it really limits how good he can be. Chris Bosh, a guy that might be on my center tier list as well, but we have him at the power forward tier list because, I mean, you guys can see a power forward on there. 79 speed, 77 lateral quickness, really good shooter. I'm going to be able to hold it down a little bit. Do I think he is the S tier caliber? No. I'm going to go at the top of the A tier. Basically right with Antawn Jamison. Again, I like him shooting the ball. Set shot 7 honestly isn't even that bad. I just don't think Chris Bosh is that next tier good. That's just my opinion on things. Now, Chris Webber, wherever Anthony Davis is, we're going to find ourselves Chris Webber. It went back and forth with many different people. Some were on the side that AD is better. Some were on the side that Chris Webber was better. Both of these cards were really good. Now, we saw a new Anthony Davis. Will we see a new Chris Webber? Possibly. But by the time we see another Chris Webber, he's going to have to play the power forward position. It's just the way it's going to be. 6'9" at center, especially on next gen, and just isn't going to cut it. His release does take a while to get the hang of. I just want to throw that out there. Like, it does. You're not just going to go out with Chris Webber in game one and be able to green shots. But once you do get that release, it is pretty smooth. We're getting a lot of people at B tier. See if we can't get some better players in my team. Cliff Robinson, a little bit better. Some people might want Cliff Robinson into S tier, and I'm cool with that if y'all do. But there's one hold up with Cliff Robinson. The dude is an all-around player. I mean, especially if you do give him Monty Williams. The 3 goes up to a 92, speed 91, interior perimeter go up. I mean, the card looks absolutely immaculate. There is one hold up, though, and it's the set shot 3. I cannot get over set shot 3. Like, it's not even the fact that you shoot a long 2. Like, LeBron shoots long 2s on current gen, and I still run the card. Look, I know I can agree with him. Cool, you want to shoot a long 2? Awesome. I'll lose 2 points. Or I lose a point, but on the other end, he can make up for it. Cliff Robinson's the same way, but this set shot 3 is not even comparable to the release that Bron's got. Maybe it's because I never got Cliff Robinson that I'm not having many higher, but I mean, I have a hard time comparing him to the new AK that we got with base 98. Danny Manning, collector level reward. I mean, for this stage of my team, he's terrible. And the crazy part is, I'm about to get Danny Manning because I'm starting to collect cards, but it's just like at this stage, guys, this card is worse than Amari Stoudemire. Dennis Rodman, the new Dennis Rodman. Here's the tough part I have, okay? If I go and look at Dennis Rodman's stats, okay? If I go and look at Dennis Rodman's stats, here's what we see. I mean, look at the athleticism, defense, and rebounding stats. The lowest stat out of all of these is a 93. And the worst part is, you give him Monty Williams, he's got the speed of a 98, interior perimeter 99, 3-ball up to an 88. There's really no downfall stats or badge-wise that I can send. The only thing I can say is set shot 17. If you can get past that set shot 17, he's an S tier card. I do think he's S tier in my team. I just don't think he fits me and what I need on the court. The problem is if you have him on the court, right? If you have him on the court, the defense can kind of just relax a little bit, right? You can bait that set shot 17 shot, and I just hate that. I hate that good players will do that as well. Dirk Nowitzki here, I mean, it is sad that the 4,000 card collector is Dirk Nowitzki. This card is terrible, guys. He's better than Amari Stoudemire, so I'll put him up a little bit, but this card is terrible. I mean, I will say Dirk has a potential with fundamental dribble style 7-1. You know, if they give Dirk base 98, maybe. But otherwise, it's just not going to work. Now, this Dolph, Mass Dolph, they're probably going to be at that same level. I'm putting them at A tier. I do think Dolph is a step above Anthony Davis. If you guys are wondering why, well, Dolph can move a little bit better than Pink Diamond AD. Can move a little bit better, can play him at that power forward position. I like Dolph. Now, if we do see a new Dolph, eventually the perimeter's got to get better. That's really my main complaint about the card. He's chicken, plays good D, gets boards. Dolph Shea is a hooper in my team. This Sabonis card is awful. Now, is he objectively, is he better than Dirk? Yes, okay. He is better than Dirk. So I'm going to move him into C tier. And maybe I'll move Antawn Jamison up as well. You know what? I can't move you into C tier. I do not think you're better than Antawn Jamison. You're going to move down. If I have to move Dirk down, I will. Sabonis is not it in my team. I don't care what everybody else says. 29 base badges, jump shot 10 is despicable. This card is not good. Now, if you do give him the duo, helps him out a little bit. But still not a card I would recommend picking up for you and your squad. Draymond Green, it's tough. It's really tough. I think he's at the upper end of B. I gotta go A tier. If Dolph isn't A tier, I gotta go A tier with Draymond Green. And I think he is every bit of A tier. I mean, 86 3-ball, 86 speed, 89 lateral quickness, good interior, can handle the ball really well. I gotta go A tier with the card. It's just that simple. Draymond Green, there's really not many flaws. Jump shot 12 is smooth release. I ran Draymond Green in comp games for a while. Problem is, eventually LeBron, eventually Giannis, had to come to the squad. But Draymond Green is more than solid at that power forward position. we're about halfway through the list, probably. Getting through it pretty well. Evan Mobley up next. Mobley's really solid in my team. A B tier card. I mean, I don't want to compare him to Boris Diaw because the cards are really different. Mobley's 7 feet tall. But if you are looking for a power forward, Mobley can play there. I mean, I played an Evan Mobley in which the guy put Mobley on my primary ball handler. It was interesting. It was weird, but it worked for him. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's like people do interesting things. They make some things work. And if you put Mobley on the opponent's ball handler, it is going to be tough. I mean, defensively, you give him pick dodger, pickpocket. He might be one of the top on-ball defenders in all of my team. The dude's really solid all the way around and really cheap. So if you do need a cheap option, Evan Mobley might be him. Pink Diamond Giannis, S tier. Opal Giannis, S tier. Hear me out when I compare these cards, okay? Who's the overall better card? Galaxy Opal Giannis. It's no question. Now, I'm going to go over some things that really bug me about the Galaxy Opal Giannis. Now, and I just want you guys to listen and hear me out, okay? He's got a base of 15 badges. Can somebody tell me why we can't apply Hall of Fame Interceptor to him? Because that's a big badge. So we already can't apply Hall of Fame Interceptor to the card. We can't apply Limitless to the card. We can't apply Chef to the card. We can't apply Sniper to the card. So objectively, is he better than Pink Diamond Giannis? Yes. But hear me out, okay? With Pink Diamond Giannis, if you get this one right here, and you find one with the Hall of Fame Interceptor, with the Hall of Fame, get, those 10, 11, 12 Hall of Fame badges, you apply Limitless, apply Chef, you can make every debate that this Giannis is just as good as the Galaxy Opal Giannis. Because stat-wise, yes, the 3-ball goes up 7, but what else really matters? I mean, you look at the driving lane. Defensively, they're literally basically the same. Speed matters a little bit, but you give them a speed shoe. I mean, they're basically the same. I mean, handling the ball basically the same. Rebounding is a little bit better. Galaxy Opal Giannis is better. I'm not trying to sit here and say that, but I'm saying, like, I wish that you could apply the badges you wanted on the Opal Giannis Antetokounmpo. Glenn Davis, he's on this list because he is a free card, guys. Glenn Davis is terrible. Like, this card is not good in my team. Terrible might be an over-exaggeration. Dude only has 25 badges. He can shoot the ball decent enough release. I guess he probably is C tier, but he is not very good in my team. Jamal Mashburn, he's solid. He's a guard that, I mean, nobody's going to talk about Jamal Mashburn being good, but he is solid. I'm not going to hype him up and say anything more, but defensively, offensively, handling the ball, defending, he is solid enough in my team. Came out about a month and a half ago, and he is still B tier in today's game. James Worthy, a card I'm going to A tier with. Big game, James. A card that initially when he came out, I was like, okay, I can't use the card because of his release. But if you play with James Worthy as just a 3-and-D guy, which you should, he's one of the top 3-and-D guys there is in my team. Now, the problem is there's Giannis. The problem is there's Bron. But if you like James Worthy up in that conversation, I'm not going to complain about it. I really do like big game James. The more I use him, the more I like him. And it's that simple. Jaren Jackson Jr., it's a tough one here between B and A. I'm going to go at the top of B for Jaren Jackson Jr. Problem is on next gen, I'm not super high on him. On current gen, I am. I'd probably go A tier on current gen. I might even go probably B tier on next gen. But the thing is, he's just a complete card. Outside of that steal rating, Jaren does everything for you on the basketball court. Jump shot 109. If you are looking for a budget center and can't find one, Jaren Jackson Jr. might be the guy for you. Still a card, especially on current gen, that I really do like. John Collins. Okay, we might have to separate B tier eventually. Is John Collins A tier? I have a hard time seeing how John Collins is A tier. I have a hard time seeing how this dude is better than Jaren Jackson Jr. I get his release might be a little bit better, and I agree with that. But outside of the release, John Collins is not that next tier good. Draymond Green, better than John Collins. James Worthy, better than John Collins. Heck, I'd even take a guy like Aaron Gordon probably over John Collins. Sticking at B tier with the card. Here we go with Josh Smith. I still think the Amethyst Josh Smith is a C tier level card. Now, is that saying much? No. But if you do fully badge him out, still going to be good on the defensive end of the court. Decent enough speed. I'm not going over Josh Smith to tell you guys to pick him up. I'm going over to show you guys how good he was for his time. October 1st, nearly 4 months ago, Josh Smith is still at C tier. That shows you all you need to know. New Diamond Josh Smith. It's close between A and S. That is how good Josh Smith is. If this card had a few more Hall of Famers, we'd be going up. The problem is, Still only an 81 3 ball. Can't get Limitless. Can't get Chef. I mean, that's really the problem with the card. If he could get Limitless, if he could get Chef, he might be going up. 99 speed, great interior perimeter defense. He's a guy I feel like, even if you do throw him at center, especially on current gen, I feel like he can compete at that center position. On next gen, might get, fried a little bit, but I really do like Josh Smith, and I think he can more than compete at the top of A tier, in my opinion. Karl Malone, I do think is underrated. I don't think he's underrated enough to be B tier. Now, Karl Malone, I get it. You guys might not like the card because of what he did. Whatever, man. In my team, I use the card, grinded some XP. He's not terrible in my team. I mean, 83 ball, 80 speed, good player model. This Karl Malone's not good, okay? The moment we get a good Karl Malone in my team, watch out. I'm just going to be the one to tell you guys first. Watch out for the good Karl Malone card. We get KG. It's a sad time in my team. The fact that I can't go to S tier with Kevin Garnett is so sad. And it really struck me when I played with the card last night in a Players Lounge tournament and I struggled with KG. I mean, it just bugs me because I am in love with Kevin Garnett. I always have been. I always have been, probably always will be, but it's just not his time anymore. I mean, it's just not. The card came out, I mean, a while ago. He was their Season 2 reward. It's just hard, man. It's hard. Like, you guys getting choked up, man. Like, I'm getting goosebumps because I love him so much. But can't go any higher than A tier with my man KG. K-Love, on the other hand, when we do get him evoed up, is solid enough in my team. Now, is Kevin Love solid enough when you evo him up to be A tier? No, he's not. He's solid enough to be B tier, though. I mean, you give him a little better driving dunk, a decent enough speed. Still defensively not going to be great. Pretty similar to John Collins. I think that's a good comparison when you do get him evoed up. Kuz is another guy we're going with at B tier. I think Kuzma and Aaron Gordon are so similar. I mean, you look at it defensively, pretty similar. Offensively, pretty similar. Obviously, Kuz is going to be able to rebound the ball incredibly. But, I mean, I can't go any higher. I do think he's B tier. I wish his speed was a little bit better. Give me Aaron Gordon over Kyle Kuzma, though, when it comes down to it. Let's get some of our rough cards in here, okay? Just gonna drag them all to D tier for now, and then we can talk about it. Covington, I'm gonna be going over the Amethyst one, right? Thaddeus Young, get down here, and let's get both. Honestly, let's just talk about these cards for a little bit, okay? Start with Lamar Odom, okay? Where does he belong in the lower tiers? That's the first question, okay? 83 ball, 83 speed. He's better than Antawn Jamison. I think Lamar Odom is. Let's do the comparison. Is he better than Jamison? Okay, stat wise, I think so. Badge wise, I think so. But the problem is he's got one of the worst releases in the game. So that's why I'm gonna keep him at that D tier. That release is absolutely terrible. Larry Legend, I'm gonna go to C tier with. Now Larry Bird, I understand it, guys, is so slow. Okay, 70 speed, I get it. That is slow. But he's going to shoot the ball really solid. If you do badge him up, which you can, going to be just that little bit better. I think a fully badged Larry is that C tier. Now, Covington, okay? When you do get the Covington we have in my team, here's what you're doing, okay? You evo him up, makes him a little bit better. 86, 3-ball, 86 speed, decent enough defensively. I love Robert Covington. I hope we get another one for 250K so I can run him. He's C tier as well. Thaddeus Young up next. Now, the question is Thaddeus Young B tier? That's the question. And honestly, if I'm dragging Kyle Kuzma to B tier, am I dragging Thaddeus Young? Let's just do the comparison quick. Okay. Thaddeus Young does a lot of things better, but a lot of them are post moves. Kuzma's going to rebound the ball better. I think if I have Kuz in B tier, Thaddeus Young has to be B tier because of how good his release truly is. Pink Diamond Zion, guys, I am sorry. It's almost an unusable card because of his release. Like, even his stats aren't great. His release is awful. Give me everybody at C tier over Zion. Am I gassing it? Maybe. But this Zion card is literally dirt. Tom Chambers, a card I used on my No Money Spent. You guys might not remember, but is not good in my team. It's that simple. He's not good. He is definitely F tier. So now let's get into it. Pink Diamond Larry Legend. Is he A tier or B tier? That's the question. I'm going B tier, and here's why. First things first, Larry Bird's release, if it's not on quick, is not super fast. Combine that, he's not fast in general, can't really handle the ball too well. As far as a pure shooter, he's got a lot going for him, but I need a quicker release for the Larry Bird. King James, look, you guys can debate a tree if you want to. King James is still S tier. I'm tired of hearing people say King James is outdated. I would go out there and say King James might be a top 5 auctionable card in the game. That's how high I am on LeBron James. Somebody wanted to compare him to Anthony Davis. Power forward position, I might prefer a LeBron, especially on next gen. I'm in love with LeBron James. Maybe some bias in there, but I'm okay with admitting that. Maurice Lucas, another S tier card. Maurice Lucas is a little bit different because he doesn't have a total, he doesn't have that many badges, but he has all the defensive badges you could ask for. You give him some shooting badges, you give him, obviously, the coach, right, Monty Williams. He's going to make some things happen defensively. Obviously, I didn't get Maurice Lucas, so I can't use him. He's at the lower end of S tier. Honestly, guys, is he better than Josh Smith? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Is he better than Josh Smith? Gives you a lot more of those Hall of Fame defensive badges. That's why I think he's just that little bit better. But if you want to make the case Josh Smith's better than him, I'm not going to be the one to argue with you. Nicholas Batum, when he does get evoed up, becomes a really solid card in my team, okay? Obviously, I got the diamond on the tier list. We're talking about the pink diamond. He becomes really solid. Does he get into that A tier kind of conversation? I think he gets into the conversation. I'm going to put him at the top of B tier, though. I don't think he's quite that next level good. Still lacks quite a bit with the slasher dribble style. If he had shifty quick, it would probably be in that A tier. Obi Toppin, the next card here. I think Obi is the definition of B tier. B tier is like one of those tiers, guys, where you can use these cards and have success with them, but they're not necessarily cards I'd use in comp. Obi Toppin fits that category. I haven't used him a ton. I have him on my no money spent. I do think he is very, very solid in my team, though. Next up, Pascal Siakam. Look, man, this one might surprise you guys. I am not that high on Pascal Siakam. Is he S tier? We're probably going to move him up there. And then I'm going to rank my S tier. I don't know what it is about Spicy P. Maybe it's the jump shot 75 on normal. Maybe it's the slasher dribble style. Maybe it's the, his player build is skinny. I don't know. I do not love Pascal Siakam, though. I just don't. So I'm going to rank my S tier really quickly for you guys. So you guys can kind of get a feel for where I'm at as far as everything. I think AK is probably better than those guys. I mean, Giannis's are basically the same. But this is probably how I'd rank my S tier right now. I mean, it just probably is. I think I'm more comfortable with Siakam and Maurice Lucas than Rodman, but it's just probably how I'd rank them. Big Paul Silas, still really solid in my team. And quite honestly, guys, he is just as solid as Calvin Natt. A lot of you guys might not agree with me putting Paul Silas into A tier, and I'm okay with that. What I would encourage you guys to do is just look at his defensive stats and defensive badges. They are absolutely incredible. He has the Draymond base. This card is literally, for his time, was one of the best cards we've seen. Like, for his time in October 22nd, it was absolutely ridiculous. The fact that 2K gave us Paul Silas. Rudy, it's here. I'm gonna put him at A tier, and here's why. Here's why I'm putting Rudy at A tier. If we're talking power forwards, if we're talking power forwards, I can't put him that next level good. I want to, but I can't. Small forward, he's S tier. Power forward, he's A tier. I think it's quite honestly that simple. Maybe I need to reorganize this whole list. I'm going to go through and reorganize this because I have time to do so, first of all. And second of all, just because I don't love it. I don't love my list right now. Dirk go down. Sabonis go down. Let's bring Karl Malone down. Honestly, bring a lot of these guys down, okay? Honestly, each and every Scalabrine can stay. Everybody else is going down. Honestly, Scalabrine is going down. So now let's get people into C tier that I don't think are that next level good. Okay, so what we're just gonna do here, because look, I do not like what I have going on, especially up there. Okay, bring Boris down. Obviously, if you get Boris the duo, he becomes a lot better. Let's bring K-Love down. Let's bring John Collins can stay, I guess. Let's see. I kind of like that a little bit more. Trying to think if there's anybody else I should bring down. AK is fine there. Jamal Mashburn maybe bring down a tier because he is limited a little bit. Now, guys, we need to bring down from A tier. That's the next question. I think it's tough. What I'm going to say is this. If I got to bring guys down First guy I'm thinking is probably, well, Draymond. I'm going to just do that. I'm just going to do this. Draymond Green, Paul Silas, I guess got to go down, but I don't want to bring them down. I really don't. I guess I like this just a little bit more, but still, Paul Silas and Draymond Green are at the top of my B tier. I just want A tier to feel a little more, good in a select category. My thing is this, if KG's at A tier, I mean, it's elite company. That's what I'm trying to say. Serge Ibaka, a lot of people wanted to compare Serge to KG or to D-Rob. I don't think he's quite as good as those guys, but I do think he's better than everybody at B tier, and so I am going to move Serge into that A tier. Shawn Kemp, I'm personally not the biggest fan of Shawn Kemp. If you're good with Shawn Kemp, guys, you can do what you got to do. We'll go over Serge here too, but he's just not very great anymore, and that's the problem with the card. Again, with Serge, as I mentioned, I mean, what can the card not do? Can defend at a high level, has great defensive badges, really good release. I'm a big fan of what Serge Ibaka brings to the table. Now, Terry Cummings, let's just talk about Big Terry for a while, okay? Start with his stats. Pretty solid, not great. Badges, pretty solid, not great, because a lot of them are finishing. Release-wise, jump shot 36 is okay. I mean, is Terry Cummings better than Shawn Kemp? Yes. Is he B tier? Yes. Terry Cummings is not that next level good. If you grind it for him, he's smooth. He's just not great in my team. Tim Duncan, a card I would definitely recommend you guys running at center. But if you I thought he is on the power forward tier list because that's his primary position. He's A tier. Pretty comparable to KG. Zach Randolph up next, and I don't even know what to think about this Zach Randolph card. I really don't. I mean, I haven't used him, so I can't really sit here and say too much. I just have a feeling that release is terrible, lacks a lot of total badges. Zach Randolph, a card I'm throwing into C tier. Could he maybe be B tier? Maybe, but right now, based on what I'm seeing, throwing him into that C tier. Last, certainly not least, we got Zion Williamson. I get it. His player model is good. I get it, but he's not good. Zion is not good. I don't see it. I'm going to throw him into B tier, but I don't see what y'all see with Zion. So if y'all love Zion, let me know that down below in the comments, guys. This is our power forward tier list. It's the one I probably struggle with probably the most. So if you guys have anything that you guys don't like about it, let me know that down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.